And it's like that, and you don't stop. Welcome back to 2 Cents, where we talk about any and everything and give our 2 cents. I am your host with the most, Romey-Mak. With me today is just the Deacon. Deacon Balls is here. And we gonna do this thing. I want to talk a little bit about the week. Week's been, it's all right. It's a little bit better than, I feel like it's better than last week, at least where I am with like my mental health and all that stuff. But every little bit helped. Today went to a psychiatrist, and for those who have never been to a psychiatrist, it don't mean it doesn't mean you're crazy or anything like that. It's just people that can sit there and evaluate some of the stuff you've been through, maybe kind of pinpoint as to how you got to where you are right now. And it was pretty cool. She asked some questions. She asked questions about background, family background. She asked about how you feeling, what do you think that comes from, and just like you see like in the movies, really like Martin and Bad Boys 2, when she was asking them questions, sitting at therapy. But for those who have seen the movie, y'all know how funny that scene is. You're like a fucking gnat at a barbecue. That thing. But it was cool. It was cool though. I did it with the VA, and yeah. So I got some things in line that I'm going to be working on with that, and we'll get it going. But for now, we're going to get into the NFL. So let me get the Deacon on the line. So Deacon Balls, man, as always, welcome back, bruh. Say what's up to your people. Tell them folk what up. You dig?
What up, even those who don't like me so much.
That's two. You talking about you get two reviews and you ready to be the villain. Embrace that shit, man.
I am the villain, man. I already know I'm the villain.
Hey, that's what it is. So it's good to be the villain. That means you get respected for being who you are.
Everybody like Ric Flair now. They like Ric Flair now, but they didn't like him before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You let him know.
I embrace my role.
Run your promo then, man. Run your promo. So last night, Steelers, Browns, and typical rivalry game as far as we know. I was watching like the first part, and then somehow got off course. And then the games ended up finishing, and then I ended up going online, and I see Myles Garrett. They said Myles Garrett assaulted Mason Rudolph, the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, so first off, this violence. I mean, he lost his cool, which has happened before, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody swing a helmet at somebody's head. That's something that's new. But violence on the field occurs all the time. There always being fights broken up and all that. Yeah, go ahead, Deke. Yeah, Deke, you got something heavy on the heart. Go ahead. Speak on it.
Sorry, man. You know what's crazy? They hurt each other for a fucking living. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got grown men running the other grown man with a helmet on. It's like contact, like helmet to helmet contact at one point, and they just changed that. And now this guy like swings the helmet. I'm like, it's what they do, man. That's the reason you watch it. You don't watch it for them to play flag football with each other. It ain't as bad as I see. I know people like freaking out over it, but I see the malice in the palace for those who live.
Well, let's not. I want to be clear. I want to be clear. People, when you check the tapes, you realize that Mason Rudolph started this shit, or Rudolph, whatever the fuck it is. He started this. If I'm not mistaken, he lost his cool too. But we'll see what happens to him. I mean, they'll probably suspend him 2 games, if that, or maybe fine him. I think that's probably the likely case. He's going to get fined. But definitely Myles Garrett for losing his cool and striking somebody with a helmet. I think he should have been suspended.
I've seen that kind of stuff before. I'm not even gonna lie with that. In football games in high school, people throw the helmet at another teammate.
But I want you to think in recent memory in the NFL, have you seen somebody toss a helmet at somebody like that, like use the helmet as a weapon? I don't recall doing so. He lost his cool, and Myles Garrett, he's a big boy, man. He's like, shit, what is Myles Garrett, like 6'5", 6", something like that? He pushing about a good solid 3. He almost at 300, if I'm not mistaken.
These are guys that damn beat each other.
Yeah. What I wanted to get into about this story is the fact that so we're okay with men hitting women and getting them some, because Greg Hardy, who beat the shit out of that white girl in North Carolina. Greg Hardy used to play for the Carolina Panthers, for those who don't know, and now he is a MMA fighter, I believe. Yeah, I think he fights for UFC, if I'm not mistaken. He kicking ass. He kicking ass the same way he kicked that girl's ass. And
he recently lost his first fight though. But.
Oh, okay. All right, but yeah, definitely he definitely has anger problems. He definitely has anger problems. But the NFL only gave him 10 games, and he beat I promise you, for those who are listening, please go and Google Greg Hardy domestic violence victim, and you will see her face and how he pummeled the shit out of her. Okay, and the NFL gave him 10 games. This man hit another player out of rage on the field, and he gets suspended indefinitely. Now, all I'm saying is that I'm not saying it's right to hit women. I'm not saying it's right to swing the helmet. I think the penalties should be the same, though.
It's not gonna be the same. You know why? Because they great party during this time. I think the Carolina Panthers was what at a good point in good standing. They gotta make for that money, man.
I just think that shit bogue, bro. That shit is just straight bogue to me. Truly bogue about it. But I mean, what do you expect? This is the NFL. Speaking of the NFL, we got Colin Kaepernick coming to. Well, he arrived in Atlanta already, and he's supposed to have this workout, and they're going to see about matching with some teams to see like if they can use him as a fit, which we know that they can. Yeah, we know that they can use Colin Kaepernick as a backup, as a starter for that matter, for a lot of teams, especially Chicago. I mean, Chicago finally got a win after having the last.
So Chicago about to get Cam Newton, so.
Well, they might get Cam Newton. The Bucks might get Cam Newton. I know the Bucks need a quarterback because Jameis Winston. I think they're about done. I think they're about done with Jameis Winston. And I went to go see.
That boy throw about 2 interceptions a game at least. That's on a good day.
Indeed, but he'll get some crab legs though out of Publix. You best believe that. He'll get them crab legs for free. Walk up out of Publix with free crab legs. Y'all gotta Google that story too. Jameis Winston.
Crab legs.
Yeah, Jameis Winston, crab leg. You gotta see that this man he's above the law and above Publix because he doesn't pay for crab leg.
That's on a whole different level, man. The whole thing you saying about the hands on.
Yeah, I mean, what does the NFL care about? Is it about money? Did they feel like they had to do something? Because homie started. I want to know what's going to happen. I want to know what's going to happen to Mason Rudolph or Randolph or I don't know what is this fucking. I think it's Rudolph. Let's figure out what happens to the reindeer. What the fuck are they going to do? How are they going to handle reindeer?
They ain't gonna handle him. He started the fight. It escalated a little further than it should, and they just let it roll like this.
Alright. Well then, you know what? Fuck it. That's
look at how much time. Like when I saw it, I was like, that don't make sense, yo. I knew it didn't make sense, but people gonna blow this shit out of proportion because that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like
we're pretending to care, and then we're gonna make memes out of it. That's what I'm saying.
Definitely suspended. That shit don't even make sense to go that far for it. I've seen way worse, man. Not one of them motherfuckers is definitely suspended.
I'll tell you what though. I'm reading here right now about OJ. OJ says he ponders why outrage on fights only happen in NFL and NBA, but not NHL and MLB. We know why that happens. We can answer that real quick. Predominantly, there's predominantly black players in both of those leagues that are outlawed in fighting because we are viewed as animals. That's the cops view us as animals. That's why they feel the need. Like this, they're okay with the fact of shooting us down. Yeah, they'll shoot us. They'll shoot us down because we're like animals to them. They have more respect. You know what's funny? They got more respect for dogs than they do for us. But that's a whole nother story. Because you shoot a dog, it's an outrage. You fight a dog, it's an outrage, and you're never forgiven. But if you shoot a nigga, I don't know what happened, bro. I don't know what happened. But I digress, man. Getting back on the whole thing of football, though, but for sure, and it's like this with sports. Yeah, I actually have to agree with OJ, but I think he needs to sit his ass down, voicing his opinion about shit. But the NBA and the NFL, yeah, they do get crucified for any type of violence that happens. Meanwhile, in the NHL, MLB, dugouts clear, people run together, they punch in that air and missing and shit. Yeah. And then
the whole team's getting a fight. If they have somewhere else, they're like, oh my God, no.
Yeah, exactly. I just think that's so funny. That's so funny that it goes out that way. Well, it's just so bad. It's so violent. They had to make an example out of this black brother for the Cleveland Browns, Myles Garrett, young guy too. I think Myles Garrett, he might be all of 24, 25 or something like that. He made a mistake. It might cost him. he's still a great asset to a team. So I mean, if you got to suspend him, and I don't know if the Cleveland Browns want to get rid of him, but he's a monster. He's a big dude, came out of Texas A&M, and he just made a mistake, and he can learn from this mistake. And I don't think people need to be putting this shit on him. He fucked up. He lost his cool, and he acted on impulse. Is what happened. Now, he hit the color of the person he hit just so happens to be, I think he's white. I don't know, but he got that Hawaiian tan or California tan or some shit. I don't know. He might be, you know, he might be a tanny. You see how we feel about that, man. We already know what it is when it comes to the NFL and how they run business. But just wanted to touch on that. Getting into something else that happened in the world. Well, not in the world, in California. Really, I think it was Santa Clarita or one of them Santa cities over there in California. There was a school shooting, another school shooting. This is a 15-year-old, from what I understand. I think it was 2 kids involved. He had a semi-automatic handgun, and he fired. I think 6 were wounded, and then 2 died. This kid here, and they spoke with his girlfriend and his mom or something like that. I'm not exactly sure like the meaning behind it. But I want to touch on the quote that they use from like the school. They said, "We are one of those schools now." What the fuck you mean you one of those schools now? You've always been in that school. You're a school, and it affects one, it affects us all. That's how it should be. What, you thought you were different? I don't think so, man. Like behaviors and access to weapons is gonna be a dangerous combination, and I'm sure that there's going to be a call for guns, as Mike has said before. We go through this pattern where we got every so often, at least in the last 10 years, we have these school shootings that come around every so often. And it's just not, I don't know why they happen. And it's an unfortunate situation, but they do happen in our society. There is shooting going on, and I think that it sucks. There's there's nothing really that can be said. It's just that it sucks, man. But Deacon, man, I mean, what do you make of like that statement? You know, we are.
That statement. From what I know, there's a lot of rich people that live in that area, yes. I think it's like a public school, but for the most part, I know it's a lot of. Because I heard, I was watching this TV yesterday, and I heard, I don't know if it was a comedian or someone that they got a house in the area. And it's like, I know it's like a rich person, but I'm just like, it's a school, man. So it makes me think, what did they say when it happened to other schools? Did they just like have some kind of like snobby attitude or something toward other schools when it happened to them? You know what I'm saying? Because that whole one of those school thing seems hella snobbish. Like, it's always something like that until it happens to you.
Yep. That's how America works.
And that shows that they kind of, I don't know if they had sympathy when it happened to other schools.
Yep.
You don't say nothing like that with one of those schools now.
Everybody.
I hear stuff all the time of how students are saying stuff like that, like about like they gonna do something to the school or somebody at the school or whatever.
The way I see it, man, is like when that shit happened in Walmart, I was like, oh shit, that could happen here. Instantly. I ain't even think like, oh, not my Walmart. No, we don't have shit like that at my Walmart. No, that shit can happen at any Walmart. Copycats, man. I think about that shit. Hell, we just had I had some alert come on my phone today talking about they have a coral. Yeah, it was one of the schools out here is on lockdown for a code red. And for those who don't know, code red is normally when they have an active shooter at the school. That's what they run. They run a drill called Code Red, and they plan for that, which has got to be the most traumatic thing for our kids to have to endure. The fact that you have to plan for an active shooter in today's society. I don't remember doing that shit, man. We might have had.
We did hurricane and tornado drills.
We might have had bomb threat. I mean, we might even had a bomb threat drill, but never this shit. I couldn't even imagine. Like, again, that's not to play with, because the person that could do it is sitting right next to me in the class. That's the wild shit.
You gotta worry about that in the classroom, man.
That shit wild, yo. There's enough distractions with social media, having a cell phone. Now I gotta worry about if this person next to me is gonna try to take me out. and himself because he's upset with the world. It's tough. It's tough for the kids. It's tough for the kids today, man. And I don't wish that. I tell you, I don't wish that on anybody. I don't wish that on anybody. I ask God to protect our babies and everyone else's child, but specifically our babies because they're ours. You know, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that, you know, I haven't received any news like such about anyone in my family. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I want to go back to Japan so bad. I can't wait to go overseas because I'm not worried about this shit. Every place ain't like this, man. And that's one thing we gotta learn to fix. While we worried about other stuff we should be worried about.
Yeah, we living in Babylon.
And I don't think it's stopping guns or none of that. I think it's that, like, I know everybody's not gonna be able to cope with life, but you gotta prepare your kids for the real life.
Yep, you gotta prepare your kids. You gotta talk to your kids. You gotta ensure to, you gotta ensure to have love in them. I don't care what type of love you give your kids, but be sure to love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say I got all the love that I felt that I needed growing up, but I had enough to know that I'm not going to school doing no dumb shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, so J. Anthony Brown, that comedian in Latham's Presents, he talked about that. How they talked about the guys, the Columbine, they were in there making a fucking pipe bomb or whatever. It's like, how the fuck you didn't know they was making a pipe bomb in your house? Like you couldn't. You said you couldn't lock the door. You said you couldn't lock the door in my mama's house or close the door. You know, so like, how are you able to, you know, to do these things? But I mean, there are some that do get caught up in their work schedules and just life or their social media, and then they just let their, you know, you let your kids like do what they do. No, I mean, I live in a glass house, man. Everything with me and my family ain't all together either. You know, we got our share of issues, man. But I'm just thankful that until this point we haven't dealt with anything like such.
I'm like, we had hella I mean, we had one of those. These motherfuckers, when we were growing up, they do it so much now, and that's insane. That, like, what's the difference between then and now? Like, we had violent movies when we were growing up. You can't say that. We had violent games. I didn't try to go out in Mortal Kombat and rip somebody's head off or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, how?
Freedom. I think it's a level of freedom.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted. I was glad you said that.
Yeah, it's a level of freedom that's given, man. There's a lot more freedoms. They want to attribute it to millennials. You know what I'm saying? Millennials do act like, you know, the world is their canvas and they can just do whatever, you know, they want to do. But that comes to parenting, though. The only reason they feel that way because they were allowed to feel that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's really what that is. All of us, man. It's not to say that the kids before them didn't have like similar luxuries, but they have more at their disposal as an information. Like, if you wanted to do anything, if you wanted to know how to start a business, it's at your fingertips. It's on the internet. If you want to know how to rob a bank, it's at your fingertips. It's on there. If you want to know how to cook crack, any of these things, anything you want to do, you can Google it. And I mean, we had the internet, but it wasn't at our fingertips. We had fucking desktops but AOL, you got mail, and you know, shit like that.
But I think we also had fear of our parents.
Well, that too. Yeah, definitely fear.
And that's a big thing of, like, we actually had fear of what our parents would do to us. We did some shit like that. These kids don't have fear of their parents. A lot of them think they're entitled to all this stuff. Like,
oh yeah, definitely entitled. And the reason
I go to college and I hear some of these kids talk, and I'm just like, are you fucking serious?
It's like, mom wouldn't fucking go get my freaking ice cream.
I'm like, okay, just like we were having a topic for you guys that haven't did last week, where we're like, should your kids stay in your house and, you know what I'm saying, while in college or whatever.
Yeah.
Feel that their parents supposed to wash their clothes and everything else for them. Why are they in their house? They don't feel they have to do anything. I
just feel like it's definitely comes down to parenting, man, and availability. Access. Yeah, I think that's the best word. Access. I think it comes down to parenting. It comes down to access, and yeah, parenting and access. That's probably the best way to describe these situations that keep happening, man. And just how a person feels. And again, that sense of entitlement too. The sense of entitlement, parenting, and access. But the sense of entitlement goes into parenting. So yeah, parenting and access. as an issue. I feel like as an issue for this. But condolences to the families that lost those two students. It's unfortunate that you even got to worry about this shit, man. Bad enough you got a test that you're not even sure you're gonna pass. You got to worry about this nigga gonna pull a fucking gun out on you. That shit bogus, man. And or like if you know what I'm saying, your loved one is a teacher or some shit like that, man. What kind of shit is that? You gotta be concerned. I couldn't imagine being like, you look on TV after they have those shootings and you see people walking in a single file line out of the school, and you got parents standing there waiting to see if their kid is coming out, and then two parents are hurt or crushed right now because the last time the last chance they had to tell their kid goodbye was that morning. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit that no parent should ever have to go through. No person who loves somebody should have to go through that. I don't wish that on nobody, man. No.
I'm at this point, man, where I think they just need, instead of some of these police going around and acting up people, they need to just be at these schools.
That's for sure.
That's how my school was, and it was
we did. We had Officer Weaver. Officer Weaver. Shout out to Officer Weaver.
We had multiple police officers in my middle school and my high school. Multiple. It was always at least 2 to 3 police officers in that school.
Yeah, Officer Weaver. Officer Weaver was ours, man. He was a good brother.
Probably had another one. You only remember the cool one.
No, we had 3. We had 3, man. We had Officer Weaver. We had, I forgot the other Officer Black. That was her name. Yeah, white woman, thick white woman too, country thick. Shout out to Officer Black. Believe that. Or she had black features besides her ass, though. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah, she just thick everywhere except the ass. But that's what I do remember as a high school kid and middle school kid when she would come to the school and talk about the DARE program when we promised not to smoke and do alcohol. And I have broken the DARE promise a few times in life. But nevertheless, stay in school. Stay in school, like the like the DARE slogan says. Yeah, but anyway, man, we're gonna move away from a somber topic and get into something a little more upbeat. Disney Plus released this week, man, and Disney Plus, Disney running the game, man. They're the Vince McMahon of they're the Vince McMahon of everything else besides wrestling, because them motherfuckers got it all. They got Marvel on there. They got all Disney shit. They got Star Wars. They got National Geographic. I didn't even realize that. Well, I don't know, cause that's what I'm saying. Cause they own shit. Cause Disney isn't ABC under Disney or owned by Disney.
I don't know. I don't think it's because people are saying there's not enough stuff on their channel.
Cause you can get mixed-ish, right? If it's owned by ABC, you should be able to watch like Grownish, Modern Family, The Goldbergs, whatever else show. Like what's the? I don't know. Not the 10. It's not called.
I don't watch Grownish none of that.
You don't watch no drama series?
I watch anime.
Man, we watch the NFL. That's a drama series. Yeah, but I think that'd be good.
I watch
but I guess you can pay whatever monthly, or you could do like a one-time payment. A yearly payment of like $55 or $60, which I'll probably do because I fuck with Disney like that, man. I'm a big Disney fan, and I'm down for one time, like one time payment.
It's gonna be good just for like my kids.
Oh, don't act like you don't watch The Lion King, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. Don't act like you don't watch The Lion King, Aladdin, Darkwing.
I don't watch that stuff now.
Darkwing Duck.
No, I watch Darkwing Duck. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you watch Darkwing Duck. Was it Gargoyles?
I watched Gargoyles. That show's lit.
Yeah, we worked with some we was in the military with some gargoyles, right? Shit.
Shouts out to my gargoyle out there. Ain't gonna say no name.
Yeah, what's up, though? Yeah, man,
and my gargoyle meals.
Motherfucker. Yeah, fucking. Yeah, what is it? Darkwing Duck, Gargoyles, Tailspin. What's that motherfucker that Ashton was calling one of the girls we worked with, called her fucking Flatfoot McQuack. That's right. Stupid ass.
Flatfoot, you mean Wabigail?
Not even Wabigail. I try to Google Wabigail. That ain't the real name. I don't know what the fucking real name is for Wabigail.
Goslin.
Oh, that's what it is.
Darkwing Duck's daughter is Goslin.
Yeah, but what about what's his homie? Launchpad McQuack. That's his name. Yeah, but Tailspin with the fucking yeah.
Yo, that intro back then was fire.
You had to. Fucking Goof Troop. I want that Goof Troop was #1 on BET Rap City. Shit. Fuck Goof Troop.
There's an anime out now called, what's it called? Something, it's on Netflix.
Oh, what we gonna?
And it's busted. In the fucking intro.
That's
the intro sound like they shaking their ass off on the intro.
Fuck that. That's what we talk. That's what we're gonna talk about right now. We're gonna talk about the best fucking intros, man. Like for you, best intro. I don't care if it's a fucking regular like a comedy series back in the day, but like the 80s and 90s ran on TV intros. You had to have like that #1 stunner for intros. What was it? Shit.
Step by step, day by day, you had
yeah, the Boondocks shit is probably one of the rawest intros ever. I believe that's Pete Rock, right?
Boondocks shit go hard.
Ain't that Pete Rock though?
Nah, there's some other dude.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you talking about who made the beat?
Yeah, no, that does that raps on the track.
No, that's somebody else.
Oh, I thought that was Pete Rock. That shit, the Boondock shit was raw. Family Matters, of course, with that raspy ass voice. Same for Full House, the same thing. Whatever happened to predictability? That fucking raspy shit and.
I'm saying like Tailspin, Wayne Dutt.
Yeah, I want him. He should come out with an album.
What's the other one?
He should come out. The motherfucker that made.
Shit was like.
Oh yeah. Oh, bam, 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 yeah. But I think my man that sung those theme songs for like ABC, he should come out with an album, like a mixtape called Friday Night. That's what the fuck that was. Step by step, Family Matters, Full House, and we just listen to his raspy voice each time. Days go by, is the bigger love of the family.
Somebody actually get the real dude to do a track.
Get an album out with him. That's what I'm saying. For him to do a fucking album. I give me an EP called Friday Night in the 90s. And you can have Blockbuster on the cover. You can have Pizza Hut. You can have, what's the shit? Who used to have the large pizza shit? The shit, what is it? Was it Little Caesars or Pizza Hut that had the Bigfoot? I think it was Pizza Hut, right? Oh, okay. Man, maybe yeah. Little Caesars used to have they used to have Bigfoot. That. So you can put that on the cover. What else you do in the 90s? Super Nintendo. Yeah, hell yeah. But Disney Plus, I think that's the one that's probably going to thrive the most in this battle for streaming. I mean, Netflix is holding on, but I need to see. I need to compare pricing, honestly, because Netflix is charging $15 now. I remember when Netflix was charging $5 for the streaming shit, but now they're getting too good. They know the market, so they can charge more. It's a business. I respect the business, but damn it if y'all didn't charge more. I was cool when y'all had Netflix for only $6 for the streaming, and then I think it was like $7 or $8 when you used to get the DVDs sent to the house and and then they got cute and talking about putting Blu-rays for $2 more. Now,
yeah, man, Netflix got up there. I'm trying to figure it out.
When is the NFL gonna get involved, or the NBA? They should have like maybe they should have like, is that like the league pass? But maybe they should have something with like sports content. I think that'd be dope. Yeah, if y'all listening out there, I want an NFL streaming thing. I would like that, an NBA streaming thing. I'm sure you can do a lot with baseball. Hell, baseball been played forever. They might even have old videos of Jackie Robinson being called nigga at the plate, some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck? Did they just call Jackie Robinson a nigga? He hit a home run. What the fuck?
Hit the home run, nigga.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They have Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas kissing each other at fucking half court, and these are not jokes. That's for real. You can look that shit up. Magic and Isaiah Thomas used to kiss as soon as they got a half court and played each other. Like, but whatever. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. You kissing no grown ass man. You too tall to be kissing him. That's how I feel as a straight man.
That's why he's feeling like that. I'm joking.
Hey, yeah, I guess that is fucked up for you to say, man. How dare you? How dare you bash?
dare I make a joke?
that fucking villain again. The fucking villain again. Listen, now there's no gay bashing done on this show. This is all in fun. Understand that for those who are listening. But
what's his name now? I forgot.
EJ got his shit. I don't really know what's up with all the dresses and shit. I don't know if he transitioning or what have you. But hey, you do what you do. And yeah, that's it. That's it on that one. So Ebony's not here with us, but we riding for you always, sis. And we're gonna shoot straight to.
Oh, you gonna be mad after today's show?
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna shoot Karumbe's joints and games. Deacon Balls, handle your business, man. What you got, yo?
Right now in games, I got something just came out. Not Death Stranding. There's people who like giving me reviews on that. Oh, that Star Wars game just came out recently. If you're into that, hopefully it's gonna be worth your money. That'll be about it, man. Mostly I've been listening to some music recently, but we'll get into that later. Star Wars the only thing I got, really. Yeah. Oh yeah, Star Wars is coming out, right? That Rogue, is it Rogue One or some shit? Yeah, I'm talking about the game. Yeah, the game's already out.
Oh, it is out. Okay.
I just got updated when I was playing Apex, and they said the game was already out, so.
Cool. Yeah. All right, man. Well, so we're straight into the first topic, man. All right. So I'm sure ladies are going to be listening real closely at this, and even the fellas might be listening just to chime in. But topic number one is, what will make you lose interest in a woman?
You gonna go?
Yeah. What you don't want to be the anchor? You want me to set this motherfucker off?
You can set it off, cause.
All right. Okay.
Regardless of what I say, I'm gonna make somebody mad. So.
I don't give a fuck, man. This is about how we feel. I mean, you're not responsible for other people's feelings and how they take stuff.
Oh, I don't really care.
Yeah, cause we know that. I mean, you getting bad reviews and shit now, cause you're thugging about T.I. and what he does with his family. But no. What makes me lose interest in a woman? There's a lot, really. Number one, ignorance. Cut the shit.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with the ignorant shit.
But you know what, man? And I get this out to women, man. A lot of us don't look at it when we first run into females. We don't get it sometimes.
Right.
And other females can get it, and we don't pick up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, but
yeah, I don't do ignorance, man. I don't like that. I don't like. I tell you what, I don't like when a woman looks down. I don't like for them to look down at people. That bougie shit. Yeah, I don't really care too much for that. It's like treat people how you want to be treated, really. And I don't like the type that holds something over you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're down on something in your life, and then they hold it over you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not working towards something. That's something that would bother me. I don't think I've ever been in a position. But as far as if I didn't have a job or something like that, and we're together, and then she says something about me not having a job, I'm like, well, you decided to stay in this relationship. This is out of my control. That'll make me lose interest in a woman real quick. So again, it's just like it's not about us being together when we have it all together. It's about when shit falls apart. How do we keep things together? That's one.
A lot of things you're saying, I'm already agreeing with.
Yeah.
But one thing I gotta add is that
go ahead.
Somebody that's not motivated, you can't stay stagnant.
Oh yeah.
Fucking life, you know what I'm saying? If you're not gonna do nothing mentally or physically to better yourself, that shit.
Oh yeah.
It's good for a while, but if you ain't going for something else, I don't care how old you are. You should be striving for
Exactly. There's only two ways. The only two ways you move in life, and that's forward or backwards. If you're not sitting still, you're going backwards. So you gotta move. You gotta move forward. What else?
Forward, man. That right there. And I hate. What's the word I want to use?
Yeah, I don't like angry women. Yeah, the angry women that really make lose interest too. I don't like that shit, man. It feel like, oh well, this is just how I am. No, you weren't. No doctor.
No, a woman that contradicts themselves.
That too. But let me get back to this angry shit. I don't like when women use that shit as an excuse. Oh, this is just who I am.
Oh my goodness, this is who I am.
You were not. And if that was the case, then this is who I am. Is just I'm knocking down a whole bunch of girls and shit. That's clearly a character flaw. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It's clearly a character flaw.
and if you can't deal with it, you're not a strong man.
There you go. There you
like
go.
You can't deal with it. You're not like
No, because you didn't come out the womb like that. Something happened to trigger your ass. You didn't. The doctor didn't pull you out, and you got angry at the doctor. You cried. You didn't get angry at the doctor. So there's something that you learned. You saw that somewhere. You didn't want to change it. You said, "This is just who I am." We're calling shit. We're referring to stuff as like generational curses, as this is who I am. Wondering why we're not able to stop this shit. Not everybody's like this. You know what I'm saying? It's just some time, but you got to be honest with yourself. You got to take accountability for your fucking actions and get your shit together and control yourself. Because if you do not control your emotions will control you. So I'm not trying to hear this is who I am on that shit, because we can pick and choose how that goes. I don't want to work no more. This is just who I am. I don't want to take your ass out to eat. This is just who I am. I don't want to do anything better with my life. This is just who I am. Would you be all right with that as a woman? And you fine with a man saying shit like that? Probably not. So what makes you think that somebody wants to be with somebody that's constantly fucking angry?
Yeah.
Real shit. We got to be honest with ourselves. No woman wants to be with a man that's not doing shit with his life. No man wants to be with a woman who ain't doing shit with her life, or bringing your life down, for that matter. You need to be what we have to learn is that we need to build connections instead of having attachments. Connections give energy. Attachments drain you. We have to work as people in relationships, for those who choose to be in relationships, and you might want to heal before you get into a relationship so that you don't repeat the same cycle. You know what I'm saying? But if you are in a relationship and you are genuinely trying to make it work, you need to build connections, and you need to stop with the attachments. If you are in an attachment, you know who you are. If you know this shit is draining what you're in, then you need to do something about it. You got to have a come to Jesus moment or something like that to discuss, like, how are we going to move? Are we trying to do better, or are we just doing toxic shit and claiming that this is just our relationship and this is just who we are? No, we can work. It's effort. Everything is effort. Nobody needs to be perfect. Nobody is looking for the perfect mate, or shouldn't be looking for the perfect mate. They should be looking for the individual that wants to make effort. And also, don't expect you out of you. And this is mirror talk right here. I'm talking to myself. Don't expect people to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going to lead. It's expectation, and that leads to disappointment. And that's some shit you got to do. You really got to check yourself and be like, all right, how is this? How do I have control of this situation? But that is how I feel about what makes you lose interest in a woman. I'm gonna let Deacon go ahead and run through a few of his. What that you got?
I've been entering on yours, man, because we both agree on a lot of things.
Yep, that's what it is, man.
I don't like a person that I don't like contradiction, bro. I don't want you to tell me something that you'll do, and then like you be like, we need to do this, or I don't do it 5 minutes later, or give it a good month or two. But not 5 minutes. Don't get a good month or 2 months. You're gonna do the same thing that you just say you didn't do.
Well, I'll say this, man, about that. Women are emotional creatures. And with that being said, it is about how they feel. So for that statement, they say they have the right to change their mind. That is a true statement. It's the only thing that we move by logic. And the fact that our word is what can be trusted. Like a man's word is supposed to be just that. Now, but yeah, women move off of how they feel, and it does. And I don't necessarily. I mean, I would want the woman I'm with to be like be strong on her word. But I do also understand, like, if you look at many situations where I think I want to go out for Mexican. You get ready to go for Mexican. I really don't want Mexican. I'm thinking I want Italian.
Nah, that's not a contradiction. I'm saying.
No, I mean I'm just saying these are scenarios. I know you got something that's a little bit more deep rooted than that, but you know what I'm saying, like, again, just like constant like the switching up or saying that I'm gonna work on this particular degree or something like that, and then you get into it, you realize you don't like it, and then you want to change. Then you want to change your mind and do something else. I'm pretty sure you got something else that's a little bit. Yeah. Matter of fact, you just go ahead. You describe that. What you got going on?
Yeah, I'm more along the lines of people saying, like, if someone tells you they want to do a budget, or somebody tells you they want to, like, set time aside for certain things or something on a day, whatever, budget, some stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And you catch them, they going out to eat, I don't know, fucking Ruby Tuesday or some shit, you in the house eating fucking sandwiches. You gonna be mad as fuck that you like, damn, man, like, I'm already eating fucking sandwiches, you gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? You don't set a budget and you don't stick to it, so you want somebody else to stick to it. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. And then you got an excuse for it constantly. That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of contradictions that I don't like or enjoy. That kind of shit is irritating to me. But anybody.
Yep. That is the gospel right there, my friend.
I don't wanna tell my kid, you know, like I'm saying, like, you go behind yourself that I'm throwing damn toilet paper on the floor or some crazy shit. Or fuck, I'm throwing what is this shit? I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
do as you say. Do as you say, basically. Yeah.
would I say what?
Yeah. Basically, you mean do as you say. Like,
Yeah,
whatever. Do as you
like,
say. Stand by.
and then,
Practice.
you know what really drives people crazy? Because
Yeah.
I know my dad had to deal with the same thing because my mom was this way too sometimes. They'll say and do that, and then they're like, all right, then just forget it. They'll give up on the budget or whatever they were doing, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever they said they were going to do. I'm going to cook more. I'm going to try to cook more or whatever, right? And then, like, you give it 2 months and they go right back to the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? We should do a budget. You be like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
If you
yeah.
can't do it right the first 2 or 3 times, am I going to believe that you're going to stick to what you did? You know, no, you're not going to believe that. You're going to be like, all right, man. You're not going to want to stick to it. You're like, why the fuck am I going to do this? You end up doing what you want anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I know my dad had to deal with that because I've seen that kind of stuff happen to him. I think a lot of dudes deal with it, but that is irritating. Not just for dudes, but for any spouse or anybody in a relationship. Somebody do something like that.
Yeah. So we gotta all learn. We gotta recognize our toxic ways. All of us, men and women, men and men, women and women, whatever you're into that's listening to the show. You gotta recognize your toxic ways and you gotta fix that shit somehow, yo. And understand, is it going to create chaos? Is this healthy? Is this healthy for what I'm trying to do? Or should I just be by myself and get my shit together, heal, and then go back into it? That's the question you got to ask. Only you know. Only you know what you're prepared for. Despite what you may give off, you know on the inside what you're prepared to deal with. So we're gonna go into topic number 2, and me and Deacon was talking earlier this week when I was at work about something, and I was just thinking, like, you know how we got this thing where transgenders are starting to get, they're getting more I don't want to call it respect, but very like protective in like the media. So I was wondering, like, let's just say a player like in the NBA, because we had Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner, he used to, if you don't know, Bruce Jenner used to be a track star and an Olympian, and he is now at a late age decided to spend his last few years here on Earth as a woman, right? Because he hid it for so long. And now I thought about that. What if that were to happen to like younger athletes? So imagine Steph Curry. I'm not.
Oh, imagine it having to give it a ring. You know
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So let's do that. Let's talk about Kevin Durant, and they call him Cupcake. Let's just imagine that Kevin Durant decided that he identified as a woman, and he wanted to he goes through with the surgery and everything, and he remains this 6'10" with a 7'5" wingspan, and he decides to become a woman, and he goes through with the procedure, and now he's eligible to play in the WNBA, where he still has these manly features, and he will practically dominate the competition. So I just wonder how the world would feel if we had, let's say, like a Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn Jenner, in the NBA. How would the world react to that? because now you're taking away women's opportunities to give to, I mean, you identify as a woman, so how do women feel? Should women be upset that the opportunity is now given? Because you know that they had that wrestling thing, you know, we talked about that when that happened on the show, that the kid in high school that was a transgender was wrestling in the girls wrestling thing, and it used to be, you know, still had she still had her manly features from when she was a man. So if Kevin Durant were to go to the WNBA and dominate, would there be frustration? Would it be outrage? Or is it, or is it Kevin Durant's right to be what he feels he is inside? Just a question to pose for those who are listening. But I want to know, Deke, man. I mean, Deke, how do you see this playing out?
Man, I was watching that South Park episode, but how I see it playing out is that they're not going to realize it or care about it until, like, daughters and female athletes stop losing scholarships, until they start losing scholarships to, like, transgender, because they're females and they're going to be up. Unless they have just a transgender scholarship, but still you count them as female. It's not going to be realized what's like, basically. If you put LeBron James, if he want to call himself LaBrisha, in the damn WNBA, he will dominate with an iron hand. Just like Dave Chappelle, 60 points a night, yep. 20 blocks, 30 steals, because his body is just bigger and faster, man.
He's like that, yo.
But like most of the women in there can't even dunk. Can you imagine that?
He is like that. Lebanon James is the truth. So I'm just saying, those are opportunities. There's opportunities being taken away by that. So I don't know if we thought all this thing through. That's just my thing. I don't feel.
That's like the transgender fighter dominating, beating the hell out of women. I'm like, all right, you can beat women, not to make a joke of this, but what is that standard now that you can't hit a woman? So if he identifies as a woman at the time and he's beating that woman, is it like a woman-to-woman fight? Because to me, I don't want to see no dude that we know is clearly a guy. So the person is fighting, and as a transgender fight, you can clearly tell he's still hella manly. Like, he's on top of some girl, like that whole South Park episode brought a light to a lot of that. And it's hilarious that people gotta look at it now and then wait. And then when you're saying that until they see this person, they're gonna be bigger and stronger than you. That rapper, Zuby, identified as a woman while he did his lifts, and now he holds a world record for female lifts. Now, and they were complaining about that, but he's like, nah, I identified as a woman when I did it. Since you think it's not a difference, right? Mm-hmm. This is even around the board. If it's not a difference, because he's gonna be like genetically stronger, be able to stand lift more. And he's not like a big deadlift or nothing. He's just like a normal dude. He raps, but he's like a normal dude. He's like, what's their world record? All right, cool. I'm identifying as a woman, do the lift. Okay, now I got the world record. Nothing they can say, they can't even take it back now. You see what I'm saying? That's fucked up.
Very true. Very true. I don't know, man. The world. I don't know. I don't know if we thought it. I don't know if we thought it all through. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm not.
It's like sound messed up, man. You heard me say this. I'm to the point now, like, man, I don't want my daughter to be no basketball player.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that I don't want, like, I'm looking at the future, like, all right, if that's the case and it goes the way it keeps going the way it is, she's gonna be going to get some transgender kid or whatever. And this kid, it's not even gonna be a fair game though. And it's the whole thing a lot of people were saying, it's not fair, man. The bone structure's different, all that stuff. This kid gonna be able to jump higher and all the rest of this stuff more than my daughter, and I'm supposed to be like, all right, I'm cool. You try hard. It's gonna take a lot of that to happen for people to realize that it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, but how dare we speak about that? See, the thing is, what I want to talk about in our society, man, it's all right to feel some type of way about shit. I don't think, I mean, you can be offended. You can be offended. You can give your opinion on stuff, but we living in a time where whatever we say, if it's a popular, like somebody has a popular opinion, like, yeah, we're going to protect, transgenders, and that's all well and good. I want transgenders to be protected, but let's not act like this thing came with an instruction manual as to how to deal with this shit. Because, like, again, we've been accustomed to living life a particular way, It's going to take time. I think that shit needs to be worked out as far as what should be done, the proper measures that should be done for situations like my niece, if she just elected to play basketball or something like that, and she has to play with somebody who has still has stronger, what is it, the hormones, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you still got these hormones.
And my daughter likes basketball too. You see what I'm saying? I'm just like, yeah.
So I mean, we gotta
Probably won't get the NBA when she's older, but that's a different story. Hey, you women need to support the WNBA, man.
And what is that shit? Oh, that's we talking about female. And what is that whole thing? Because we got all these feminists in the world. I don't see them wearing any WNBA jersey.
They're not supporting it. It shouldn't go that. If they really like that, then the WNBA should be bigger than it.
Yeah.
No
Where is that? Where's the support? That is what I asked. Where is the support for?
Where's the support?
Where is the damn support for all these women playing the game? Yeah, I don't know, man. As far as we know so far. I mean, other countries, they don't have that because women don't have many rights. In the Eastern world, the women are viewed very differently, you know. American women, they definitely live a better life. They're living a better life than what they could live overseas. That is one thing I do know when it comes to rights and being recognized as human and whatever else they do over there, man. So anyway, Deke, man, you got anything you want to leave with the folks, man, before we close this shit out?
Nah, not really, man.
Cool.
Oh, maybe, but then to get your shit together, man. Damn, get your stuff together, but then stop fucking over people.
Let me see here.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say about that. Damn.
About what?
We recently found out, which company is it? Activision. You know who Activision is, right?
Yeah, the video game company.
So Activision was, they were firing a lot of people. Let me see, I think it was Activision, right? I think it was Activision. And apparently they got caught, like, you get a thing when you do a lot of selling to your stock, and if you buy your stock back, apparently, it's supposed to be, like, almost illegal. It's kind of like the kind of shit that Martha Stewart did.
Right.
But they were going around saying, all right, we're gonna sell our stock. It's kind of like insider trading. They're like, we're gonna sell our stock. We're gonna tell them that we're doing a big sell of stock. And when they do that, they get a percentage of like money when they sell it. And then they're like, we're gonna buy our stock back, like when it supposedly does good. Well, Bethesda wasn't buying their stock. Well, not Bethesda, but Activision wasn't buying their stock back. They pretty much was lying, said they're gonna buy their stock back, and they won't buy it. Because when you do that, it's like huge, I guess it was like tax break and some other stuff. They basically was lying so they can get their books up better, and they got caught doing it. But the worst part about it, they were saying they don't have money. That's another thing that goes into it. They were saying they were like down money and stuff, but they weren't. They actually have gained like hundreds of millions of dollars by doing that, and they've been firing people left and right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're telling people they don't have money for them, and they're like, well, the game they tell them we got to do layoffs and all this other stuff. No, you don't. You just didn't want to pay them, and you're giving yourself raises, and then you were getting these huge tax breaks and all the rest of this stuff. Yeah, it's messed up, man. And that's one reason why I say I would never work for a video game company. I like playing games, but it's not a worth the market, man. Not a worth the market to work for.
Little things that you don't know about that go on to make these video games happen, or all these things that we love. Like again, we love music, but we hear all the time that music is a crooked ass like industry, how they do things. You know what I'm saying? Like even the many stories that are there, such as like the locks with Puff Daddy, like Puff Daddy who clearly understood the business. Yeah, Puff Daddy who clearly understood the business did not explain that to his artist. Babyface and L.A. Reid didn't explain to Tony Braxton. They didn't explain it to TLC. You know, again, it's these crooked industries and shit. Like, we love the music. Yeah, people love music, and some people even love to make music, like myself. But knowing the business side of shit is a whole nother lens. You know what I'm saying? To see things. Yeah, that's something that all can be thinking about. But before we close, one thing I want to leave on you: try to be a better person. listening to this, I hope you got ladies that did listen to what we don't like in women. Don't take offense. You can take offense if you want to. We don't give a fuck. But
hey, if you want to take offense, send it my way.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't care either. But I mean, if you want to take offense to this shit, or just ask yourself, could you do better? That whole statement, like, this is who I am. You gotta be mature enough and adult enough to address yourself and say that, yo, this shit I'm doing is toxic, and I need to check myself. That's what you gotta do. Just like any man that you're dealing with, when he's talking about, well, you met me like this. No, you gotta check that behavior at the door. Is what you gotta do. That's what grown people do. You recognize your faults, you work on them, and you try to press forward. Of course, you can follow the show on Instagram at 2 Cents the Podcast. Also, the official Romey-Mak page is another Instagram user. Twitter, you can follow us on 2 Cents DAPODCAST, 2 Cents the Podcast. You can follow the Facebook page 2 Cents Podcast Central, and then also Snapchat 2 Cents the Podcast. You can do that, and then be sure to look out for the newest show from me and another affiliate of what we call us the JetSense, which is play on words with the JET-Sense. The JetSense, that'll be Jay Phillips of the Jet Podcast, and myself, Romey-Mak, with Jay and Rome's Presents Hip Hop Veterans. Be on the lookout for that. When that drops, there's gonna be plenty of like musical guests, none other than my big bro who's even on this show, Deacon Balls, who can spit. Y'all motherfuckers don't. If you don't know, you should have heard the many times me and Deacon Balls were headed to get albums, driving around the flight line, doing freestyles in the car. Didn't matter what the record was, just going off. Jeff can spit for hours on end. So I mean, we'll see. I was trying.
No, you know not to my own horn, but.
Yeah. You know how I go, enforcer. How we do, man. Just having a whole bunch of different people on, man. I want to say that if you are an artist, a hip hop artist, man, you're interested in being on the show, man, definitely follow the page. Hip Hop Veterans 22 is the username on Instagram. That's all we have for right now. The YouTube pages are in the works and all that, but but definitely look out for that shit. We definitely want to move this thing and try to make things happen. So that's probably all I got.
Don Tripp, man, come on the show, Don Tripp. I'm a big fan, Don Tripp.
Oh no, don't you want the Old Town Road? He come up there and spit that flame, and we want Tekashi.
Yeah, and he gonna get your phone number personally.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a fuck. Tekashi 6ix9ine. I want you to come on the show, man, and talk about snitching. Who else? Anybody want to come on the show, man, just to talk that shit.
Flair out of Atlanta. Your album just came out. I've been trying to get people to listen to it. It's buying.
Hey, I want to tell Lil Reese to keep his guards up. We riding with him because Lil Reese was shot in the neck. Yeah, Lil Reese was shot in the neck with an AK-47 in Chicago, man. Chicago's real, dude. Don't fuck around. Don't play around with Chicago on the south side and west side, man. You gotta. Yeah, man. He's shot by his own people, his own neighborhood. But I think that's all we got for you, yo. For Deacon Balls, my nephew Logan in the back that's been chiming in from time to time, and Romey-Mak. This is 2 Cents, and we out.